Hey guys, welcome to the first devlog of my untitled zombie project. For the sake of having a consistent name throughout the video, I will refer to it as Project Zombie. One thing I always look forward to when I have time is gaming with the boys. Whether it's a co-op game like Risk of Rain 2 or a competitive game like Apex Legends, if it's with the boys, the experience will be enhanced. I began learning the basics of how multiplayer games work and how to get started with a multiplayer game in Unity. Over the past year, I've made 2 projects in Unity. The first project was a game inspired by the recent success of Vampire Survivors. The idea was simple. I would take Vampire Survivors and make it multiplayer. For those of you who do not know what Vampire Survivors is, it is a bullet hell roguelike game on Steam. I highly recommend it at the price point. I find Vampire Survivors game loop addicting because of 2 reasons. First, making decision on what items to get and upgrade as you level up keeps the game replayable, and the arsenal of items you have to use are incredibly satisfying. Secondly, after the game has finished, you can use the currency you earn while doing the run to unlock more items and characters, which further enhances the replayability of the game. The feeling of character progression in every single run from Vampire Survivors was something that I wanted to include in Project Zombie. Unfortunately, I encountered a lot of challenges and in the end abandoned the project before I got to play test it with my friends. However, this was my first endeavor into making a multiplayer game, and even getting multiple local clients to run was pretty exciting to me. The second project, titled Afloat, I decided to take a different approach on. I would first make the game, then make it multiplayer. In hindsight, I believe it is a better idea to have multiplayer in mind from the beginning. The idea of having a co-op experience to play with my friends was still my inspiration for this and my previous project. This project was interesting as a learning experience because it was my first look into procedural generation, which I learned from Sebastian Lague's YouTube series. 3D modeling was also brand new to me at this time. After trying 2D and 3D, I think I prefer 3D as someone who is not artistic and struggles with pixel art. For simple 3D modeling, you can achieve stylized low poly art just using basic shapes and minimal artistic ability. The idea of the game was you and your friends would build a village together and have citizens come to your village, which you can govern. Sadly, while I was able to develop some core systems such as the inventory, crafting, gathering, and building, as well as simple villager AI, I abandoned the project before any multiplayer aspects were added. 3 months ago, at the end of 2022, I decided I would once again start development on a new game. Based on my previous projects, I made it a goal to complete this project and play with my friends. That meant I needed to do 2 crucial things. Make myself remain interested in development by developing something in 3D, as I find 3D more appealing. In addition, I needed to stop using Unity engine. Okay, that was a tad bit dramatic. I want to preface this with saying I don't think Unity is a bad game engine by any means. That's not the narrative I'm suggesting. The reason I decided I wanted to step away from Unity engine was because of the load times and build times of my projects as they got bigger. As a newer game developer, I tend to make a change and test it right away without thinking it through. This meant in Unity, I would sometimes be losing up to minutes while the project built to debug, just for my 1 line or 1 variable code change. In some cases, my 1 line of code or 1 variable change wouldn't even work, so I would have to repeat this process, and that can add up. I've recently been getting a ton of game devlog videos on my YouTube page, some with even substantially lower views than I would expect to see on YouTube. I enjoy seeing everyone's unique style of presenting their game and showing off the journey that they've been on. This has inspired me to share my journey as well. One of the game engines I'm seeing appear a lot more on game devlogs is Godot. I decided to give Godot a try, so I downloaded the multiplayer project for Godot 4 beta, Multiplayer Bomber. I was very surprised by how fast and lightweight this engine is. After 3 months of Godot, I would say that I recommend this engine to developers who want to improve their utilization of documentation. Since the engine is not as popular as Unity or Unreal, you may not find your exact issue on Google and will have to rely on the documentation. Around the time I started development, my friends and I were getting into Project Zomboid again and had a lot of fun murdering lots of zombies together. Therefore, I decided I wanted to make a game focused around killing zombies with your friends. While still captivated by games like Vampire Survivors and other games inspired by it, I decided to make a 3D zombie killing game with elements from them. I wanted to keep the game loop and scope of the game relatively small to heighten my chances of completion. The game loop involves killing zombies, acquiring currency, purchasing upgrades and weapons to kill more zombies, and repeat until you die. I wanted to include level up, rewards, items, upgrades, like in Vampire Survivors, but I decided to go a different route. Around the map are multiple shops that have unique inventory. At a set interval, the shops will refresh their stock, encouraging running around the map to the various shops to decide how to spend your money. My goal with the game is to have an experience where it is super satisfying to kill zombies. For me, that means I need to leverage animation, particle effects, sound, visuals, and more techniques I probably don't even know exist yet to make the combat satisfying. To sum up, my experience developing Project Zombies so far has been a success. I've been able to playtest it with my friends, which was my original goal when starting the project.
Nice job, team.
Before I close out the video, I'm going to leave a little clip of my friends and I playing multiplayer together. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next vlog. We'll find out. I can't remember what I've done, to be honest, so... There's only one thing I've added recently, and that was the character selection, like the icons and stuff. Yeah, the shop changes so fast, and we have like $10,000, so don't be afraid to spend all the money, dude.
How do I use the med kit, or is it already healed?
Yeah, or actually every time we played it's crashed, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I died.
No.
What does you die? Can you spectate?
Yeah, I'm spectating you right now.
I lost theirs right now.
Well, that was pretty successful compared to last time, I gotta say.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.